right, everyone. So we're going to return from our break. So we talked about the private schools or the private universities in California. Yesterday, we talked about two different types of public schools, the UC system and the Cal State system, the University of California system and the California State University system. So the last branch of school that we can talk about today is the California Community Colleges. California Community Colleges. Okay, so most of the community colleges only awards associate's degrees. So most of the community colleges do not award bachelor's degree. So it would not be the same type of degree as maybe from USC or from UCLA or even from San Diego State. Those schools award what we call bachelor's degree. Okay? However, the nice thing about the community colleges is that you can do the first 2 years of coursework at a community college. Then you can transfer into USC and finish up the last 2 years of coursework. So, do you know how many years it typically takes for a student to finish a bachelor's degree? So answer it in the chat if you know. How many years does it take to finish a bachelor's degree? Typically, normally. You want to take a guess? Very good. Yeah, very good, everyone. So typically anywhere between 4 to 5, right? Depending on your major. If you have like Ava's crazy major or engineering, it may take a little bit longer because of the coursework. But you guys are 100% correct. Typically, it takes about 4 years. The nice part about the community college system is that you can do 2 years at a community college and you can earn an associate's degree. Then you could transfer to UC Davis as an example. Actually, it's UC San Diego as an example for 2 more years. Okay, so total, it's still 4, right? And you can earn your bachelor's degree. Okay, so it's 2 plus 2 equals 4. But you're doing the first 2 years at a community college. And the last 2 years at the university. Okay, so when you graduate from UC San Diego, it's the same diploma, it's the same degree, right? They don't ever say Ava went to Santiago Canyon or Saddleback. It doesn't say any of that. It doesn't say what community college you went to. It just tells you what your bachelor's degree is in, your major, and what university you earned it from, right? So I'm going to give you another example. So I went to Cerritos College for 2 years. And from Cerritos College, I earned an associate's degree in social and behavioral science. Then I transferred to UC Berkeley. I did 2 more years there. Then I earned a bachelor's degree in social welfare. So when I graduated, my diploma only says UC Berkeley, right? It doesn't say from Cerritos College, right? So I just want to give you a little bit of understanding about how the community college system works in California and why people choose to go to a community college. And if we take a look at the tuition, that's oftentimes the main reason why people choose to go to a community college, right? So we talked about how the CSUs, it's about $7,000. We talked about the UCs, how just for classes, we're not talking about your housing. It's about $15,000. We talked about how easily USC, it's at least $55,000 to $60,000 a year. Okay, so if you come to a community college, it's probably no more than $1,000 a year for the community college. Okay, so that's the main reason why people will come to and choose to go to a community college, because it's cheap, right? It's cheap for its cost, and you're getting the same education. You only need to pay for half of the more expensive costs once you transfer out. Like I mentioned before, there are 116 community college campuses. So just even between where Ava and I live, we probably have a good 10, 15 community colleges within the good like an hour drive from us, right? There's so many community colleges. And as you can see here, the system itself serves 2.1 million students. It's one of the largest system in the United States in terms of education, higher education system. So, definitely people undermine. I think people undermine the community colleges, but I think the community colleges definitely, I think it's something to really consider sometimes. And I'll give you a reason. It's not because it's cheap, but also a lot of times, like you guys said, sometimes you don't know what you want to do yet, or like sometimes you don't know who you are, you're undecided, then that's a good time to explore your interest at the community college system. Okay, so in this slide right here, I kind of just showed you a little bit about like, hey, what are some famous people who went to a community college, and they're pretty successful people, right? I mean, not to mention Ava and I are pretty successful people. We both went to a community college, but I wanted to give you an example of famous people who went to a community college. So this is Aaron Rodgers. So he's a football player. He actually went to UC Berkeley. He played for UC Berkeley for the football team. And then once he graduated, he was signed on to the Green Bay Packers. So that's Aaron Rodgers. He also went to a community college. Then he got transferred to UC Berkeley. So this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. So he was at one point our governor, right? He was the governor of California. He actually went to this community college called Santa Monica College when he first came to the United States. Does anyone want to read the quote for me? Is anyone brave enough to read it? Do you want to practice what you see on the screen? Raise your hand if you want to read what's on the screen from Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyone? Oh, 22. Chen Xiao Chen something.
Hi.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
started by taking English as a second language because I knew if I wanted to make it in America, I needed to speak English well. Says, I don't know how to say his name. During his
Okay.
commencement speech at Santa Monica College in 2005, in a 2019 tweet, he said he attended Santa Monica College to learn English, and the counselor convinced me to take math and business classes. The counselor is one of many reasons I don't call myself self-made.
What do you think? What do you think he did, Ava? What do you think about? Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I agree. What about everyone else? Do you guys think he did a good job? If you think he did a good job, you can, I don't know. Is there a thumbs up here?
I think there should be. Can you
Is there a reaction button? Is there a reaction button? I don't know. It's okay. If you think he did a good job, you could give him a 10 in the chat box or something, because I think he did a great job. Oh, yay. Awesome. Good job. Excellent. Yeah. You did really, really well. So thank you for volunteering. And that is a pretty long quote. But I think it also talked about many of the words that we talked about yesterday, right? It talked about ESL, English as a second language. And it also talked about the term counselor, right? Like yesterday, I think some people asked me, what do I do in my profession? I kind of shared I'm a counselor, I'm a professor. So he's also referencing that. And I think most importantly, it's also talking about the community college system. Someone asked yesterday, if you come to the US, is there classes to help you learn English, right? Or to help you transition? Yes, the community college system definitely allows you to do that, right? So I want to kind of tie everything together to show you that a community college is a great place to start. It's not just to practice your English, but like what he said, he eventually took some math classes and business classes. And if you ever want to transfer to Stanford, to USC, to UC San Diego, and UC Davis, UC Berkeley, all of that is possible. Okay, so very good. Thank you for participating. So I want to talk to you a little bit about Cerritos College, right? So I'm not here to say you have to come to Cerritos College, but I want to also share with you what we offer at Cerritos College. We do offer an intensive English program. So it's meant to be 4 months long, and it will give you over 300 something hours to practice English with people like you who want to learn English, right? You're here with a common goal. Your goal here is to learn English and practice English because you're trying to better your English so you can transfer, or, you know, you can get a good job or whatever, right? So we offer something like that, okay? And I do want to say that our students who've gone through this program have a very high transfer rate to other universities such as UCLA, USC, UC Irvine, Berkeley, Cal State Long Beach, and so forth. Again, my goal here is not trying to say you have to come to Cerritos, but I want to share with you a little bit about our website. We also have programs that can allow you to focus on training and learning a new skill, right? Like welding. We also prepare you to transfer. And as you can see, we are actually going back on campus. I am going back to work tomorrow in person. I'm a little scared because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But yeah, it's a lot. Ooh, Ava, I see you say that there's an echo, but I'm not playing any videos though, so I don't know where that is coming from. Okay, it might be because of the tab. I don't know then. Okay, I'm not going to show the video because of time. We only have about like 7 minutes left, but I just wanted to put this on your radar that if you have access to this PowerPoint, you can click on this and it will take you to our website. Okay. All right. So This is just, again, more information and give you other options about Santa Monica College. It's also another community college. This is where our governor went. So they serve about 30,000 students, and they have about 90 different programs, okay? Some of the famous people that went to Santa Monica College are Monica Lewinsky and Ryan Seacrest. So I don't know if you know them, but they're supposedly some of the famous alumni from Santa Monica College. So that's just like quickly. So I also wanted to start talking to you about why coming to a community college and why that is important, right? So we talked about how sometimes you can come to college and you could be like undecided, right? Or you're not sure what you want to study. So at the community college, we help you make that decision. You can come to talk to a counselor and we can help you figure it out. So you'll see there are 7 different pathways that we introduce at Cerritos College. So one of the first pathways we're going to talk about is called the Applied Technology majors. So some of the example are welding, cosmetology, automotive, and machine tool technology. So if you're interested in working with your hands, you want to do something that's more tangible, you want to be able to work with objects, or you want to be able to touch, like, human, like to make them look better, feel, or like make a machine work better, then this is what we call applied technology. We also have a pathway that is focused on arts, humanities, and communication. So some of the examples are studio arts. So if you like drawing, if you like creating music, you want to own a record company one day, or you want to record your own music. Journalism, if you really enjoy blogging. Philosophy, you like to read. So these are some of the majors you can consider under that learning pathway. And then we also have something called the business, law, and accounting pathway. So accountings are pretty straightforward, right? You want to make sure you balance your spreadsheet. Real estate are for people who like to interested in business. You sell houses, right? Human resource management, you're usually hired by a company and you hire people, you recruit people, you train them, and sometimes you also have to separate them from the company. Paralegal are essentially, they're not secretaries, but they are people who help prepare paperwork or filings for lawyers. We also have education, human services. So the difference between child development and elementary teacher is the age group that they serve, right? So child developments are usually infants to toddler before they go to elementary. So they're younger versus elementary teacher education are a little bit, they're, elementary. They're first grade through 6th grade. So these are for people who want to work with children, who want to be teachers. We also offer a pathway. We also offer other type of majors such as health science and wellness. So if you're really interested in keeping people healthy in many different ways, if it's through their mouth, through providing medicine, it's what we call pharmacy technician, or physical therapy. As you get older, like me, things tend to hurt a lot. I don't know why, but I can be sitting here for 4 hours and everything is achy, right? My back is hurting me, my neck is hurting me. So this is when a person will go see a physical therapist. So we also offer all of these majors and classes. So you guys talked about why anyone would come to a college, because it will provide you training and the skills to prepare you for these type of jobs. Okay. And of course, there is something that I think it speaks dearly to all of us: heart and passion, science, engineering, and math majors. So this could be IT, this could be computer science. If you want to go to Stanford, they focus a lot on engineering and computer science. Focus on biology. So yesterday we talked about UC Davis, Cal Poly Pomona, focus really on veterinary medicine. So oftentimes you take a lot of biology classes. This is the pathway you'll go, right? And this is one of the last example. We also have people very interested in helping people to get better. So this is what we call the social and behavioral science major. You want to make people feel better. You want to help them, right? You're like the bleeding heart. You see them, you're like, how can I help? So these are the people who may consider these type of major and type of work. Okay, so we don't have any more time for today, but can I have maybe 2 people tell me, looking at the pathways I just went over, do you know which pathway you might be interested in? So you can type it in the chat. Looking at the pathways that I presented right now, do you already know the pathway or the major that you might be interested in? So maybe just at least 2 people volunteer and tell me if there is a major or learning and career pathway you are interested in. Poing, thank you for sharing education, human services. So you must have a bleeding heart. You just want people to learn. You love making people feel better. And Mr. 22, same thing, social and behavioral science. Awesome. Thank you for the 2 volunteers. I really appreciate it. Charlie, business and accounting. You love balancing that Excel spreadsheet. You have to find the last penny. So very cool. Science, awesome. So before we close today, what are some new words that you learned today? Health and health, science, wellness. Awesome. So what are some new words that you learned today? Yesterday, y'all learned mascot. Very funnily, y'all learned trustee. What else did they learn yesterday? Remind me. I don't remember. Rivals. Very good. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yesterday, you guys learned about the egghead. Yeah. Commencement. Yeah. Commencement is a fancy word for graduation. Welfare. Oh, very good. Yeah, because I talked about social welfare, right? So very good. Diversity. Yes, diversity is like the key word in California right now. Diversity and equity. Equity is also something very important in California. Diploma. Yes, awesome. What about any of these new careers? Anything else from any of these careers or new words that you learn? So cosmetology, welding, automotive. I think these are all pretty cool English words or career and occupation to learn, right? Certificates, bachelor's degree, administration, paralegal, tangible. Huh, that's so cool. You picked that up because I said the technology folks are usually like to work with things that are like object, tangible, something you can feel. Very cool. All right. So if there is nothing else, I think I really enjoy quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, you guys are picking up a lot of new words. So if there's nothing else, I just want to thank you for your participation today. I think you guys made today a lot more enjoyable. So I really appreciate it. Yesterday was a little bit rough. I felt like I was talking to myself like 80% of the time. And then I was like, oh, the help. So I really appreciate you participating. Oh, you probably also learned about my dog. So my dog, Corby, the corgi, right? A new word, corgi. Anything else you want to add, Ava, before we close for today?
Thank you, Dr. Wang, and thank you, Ava. Thank you.
No problem.
I have nothing to add. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.
Yes, so thank you for providing that segue. So I will not be here tomorrow. I will be with Dr. Liu attending a meeting. But instead, Ava and my friend Michael will be here. Michael and I went to high school together, and we went to UC Berkeley together. So he finished an architecture bachelor's degree from UC Berkeley, and he is now working as an architect in Los Angeles, California. And then Ava would also be talking about her career journey as a transfer student who is finishing up her bachelor's degree in global health, also who will be applying to medical school to become a medical doctor. All right, everyone. If nothing else, have a good night. I won't see you tomorrow, but I will see you on Friday, your time. Good night. Ava, I think you need to press stop recording. No problem. Press stop.
Thank you so much.
Then you can end the call.